Broadcasting from Big B Studios, your station for classic hip-hop, R&B, and much more. You are listening to WUSP 1550 AM, W238CA, 95.5 FM, Utica, New York, The Heat.
Hi, this is Cassandra Harris Lockwood, and this is The Hot Seat.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Hot Seat on a Media Monday. I'm Ron Klopfanstein, and before we get started with today's show, let me just tell you the big news this week in entertainment is that there will be a talent-thon the Juneteenth on Wednesday, which is actually Juneteenth. Wednesday, June 19th is Juneteenth, and there'll be a talent-thon sponsored by 95.5 FM The Heat for the Good, which is a nonprofit group that operates the station and Utica Phoenix Media. It'll be at 1 o'clock, and there'll be performers. There'll be the mayor of Utica, Sarah Clee Hood, who was a guest on this show 3 weeks ago. John Mannion, who's also running for the Democratic primary in New York 22. He'll be there too. He'll be my guest on the show on Monday. Tell you a little bit about that later on into the show. Also, Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshine will be there, and all these great performers. And Dr. Dust too. Dr. Dust, we've been listening to here. He'll be on the show. He'll be on.
No, I won't do the show.
He won't do this show because he'll be at Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Okay. He's kind of emotional. He's going to be at Juneteenth. So that's at Utica City Hall, Hannah Park, 1 o'clock. Wednesday, June 19th, this Wednesday, and it's Juneteenth. It's the first ever talent-thon. It's going to be an annual thing. It's organized by Cassandra Harris Lockwood, who is the CEO of Utica Phoenix Media, 95.5 FM The Heat, and For the Good. Well, I have a really good show tonight. So a few weeks ago, I did a story about the Keaton Lloyd bookstore. Really amazing place. It's in Rome. And not only is it a bookstore, but also it's like a place where people come together and talk about books and talk about things, and talk about ideas. And what I attended was Asian brunch. It was to celebrate Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And while I was there doing my story, I met two people who had the most amazing, interesting love story that I think is just like, to me, is like the perfect 2024 love story, or the perfect COVID era love story, because they met remotely, and then their remote romance turned into an IRL, in real life romance. We're going to hear all about this. So welcome to the show, Robert and Dusty Beaudry.
Hello.
Dusty, that's Dusty there.
It's actually Dustiria, but my friends call me Dusty.
Your friends call Dusty, yes. We're going to hear all about Dustiria and your online persona and all this great stuff that you're doing there. And I'm proud to say that I very correct, and I do know what Twitch is and what Discord is, but there are some people that listen to the show now who are wondering, like, if I mention Twitch, they're like, is that like Twitter? What is Twitch? So why don't you tell us first, what is Twitch? Dustiria.
No, Dustiria.
Dustiria.
Okay.
I'm going to write this down so that I don't
Dusty.
lose.
It's easier to say.
Dustiria.
Twitch is a platform mostly for gamers where they stream the games that they're playing, and we have a chat we can talk to. There's things we can do with the chat, interact, just have a whole lot of fun.
So if you're playing, a video game, and somehow like the video game is like the people that are watching you on Twitch, they can see both the game and also see you as you talk to them.
If I choose to, I'm actually a cam streamer, which means I have a webcam. There's a lot of VTubers out that have a model. There's a lot of people that don't stream with a cam at all. It's whatever you want to do. It's your experience that you give to your viewers. So
some people like would go to Twitch and they would just see the game being played, and some people are like have more of a sophisticated setup like you do. Have both the camera to be on camera themselves and kind of switch back and forth.
Yeah, whatever you feel like doing. Like my setup is the camera's on me.
Yeah.
I have a stream team of people that play with me, including my husband.
Mm-hmm.
That you won't see them, but you hear their voices.
Yeah.
And then I have a separate camera off to the side that's always on that has my cats.
Oh, cool.
I have a cat cam.
Oh, nice.
And the game is, of course, the main background.
So it's kind of like, for some people, maybe could visualize this almost like with Zoom, where like when you're doing a Zoom, you can do the present now, or I'm more comfortable with Google Meet because I'm a teacher. Like with Google Meet, there's ways you can flip over to present stuff. And yeah, so you have a following with Twitch.
No.
Well,
I am what you
I'm
call a
impressed.
small streamer.
And by small, how many people are we talking about?
I only have about 600 people following me.
600. Oh my gosh.
Well, no,
Well,
it gets smaller.
I'm jealous.
It
so,
gets
yeah.
smaller because I only average around 6 to 8 people watching per stream, so that's not a lot.
It's cumulative.
But
It
all the
builds
people,
up.
yes, it does. And then the people bounce in and out as much as they like, because it's like
Mhm.
any watching TV. You flip the channel, go to another streamer. It happens. And I love my community, which we'll get into that when we get to Discord.
We
My
absolutely will,
community
yes.
is really special.
So it's kind of like, someone who could be like watching, like anything else you go online for. You go on perhaps to watch TV or watch a movie. People can go online and actually just like watch you like play your game and like
Yep.
see the game be played.
That's exactly what they do. And there are times when they will just want me to talk, and I'll talk about myself, and I'll do that, and I'll pause the game, and we'll do that. But most of the time, the game is there, and I get distracted by chat, and I forget to play. That happens.
So you probably get like killed in the game. Oh, we'll
Yes.
talk about the game next. Like what this game. Well, actually, we'll talk about Discord next.
Okay.
So because I feel like Discord is another thing that some people may not be too familiar with. It's a social media app, right? And what do you tell us about Discord?
Discord started out as just basically a place for your gamers to communicate, but it's gone beyond that. Like Keaton and Lloyd, like you mentioned earlier, they
Yeah.
have a Discord channel where you can join and do book meetups and talks and find
Oh,
out all the
really?
stuff they're doing. Everything's there. And then, of course, I have my own Discord, and most streamers do, where you can get to know us and figure out what we're doing and talk to us one-on-one if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But I belong to Discords of people that are just friends from high school. I've got, Discords that are just for artists. Anything you can imagine that people want to talk to. Think Facebook without all the, pictures and the advertisements. It's a one-on-one
yeah.
experience.
So with Discord, like if you have a show on Discord or a conversation on Discord, is this only happening live, or some people does it record and people can go see it afterwards, or is it
It's
live
not.
only?
It's not like a performance. It's like I'll say, "Hey, good morning, everyone," and you'll say, "Hi, Dusty," and then he'll say, "Hi, Dusty," and then someone will talk, and it's a continuous conversation. You have to scroll back if you weren't there for the core. It's always there to scroll back, see what people are doing, and then we have other channels. Like every Discord is set up personal to the streamer or to the art group or whoever they are.
Yeah.
I have channels that are like, show me your fluffies. That's where you're gonna put your animal,
Okay.
Or show me your art, or what is your food,
So it's kind of more text.
Yes, it's very much text based.
Okay. So it's not live like Twitch.
They do have live though.
Okay.
You can go into what's called a VC voice channel,
Okay.
and you can stream to anyone that wants to pop in and look at it, which I will do on Friday nights, part of my community night.
Okay.
So that, which is only Discord people in your Discord will see it, and
Mhm.
only if they click on it.
So it's kind of like, it would be sort of like how people go live on Twitter through Twitter Spaces, or maybe go
Yes.
live on Instagram, and like you might get on your phone, like someone that you follow is going live, you get a notification that, so-and-so is going live on Instagram now, or live on Facebook too.
Well, the difference is Discord you won't see unless you look in the Discord.
Oh, okay. So like they would go to look for your channel for gaming, or
They
for
would go in
casting.
and hang out and say, "Hey, what's going on?" They look over, "Oh, Dusty just went live. What's she doing?" And hop in the channel and talk to her.
Oh yeah. So what's your Discord following like?
I haven't looked in a long time.
That one,
I think it's over 100.
yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I
So
don't
look
check
out
my
there.
numbers. I am terrible.
So Robert's here. Robert's your husband now, but he wasn't always your husband. So we want to hear how Robert. So how did you two first meet? Because Robert, you were watching her Twitch, I believe, and that's how the magic. That's how the first spark flew.
There was a bit before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because actually, I did a no-no, which everyone will tell you from the beginning of time: don't answer a DM from a stranger.
Yeah.
I got a DM.
We've all done that, and we've all
Yep.
regretted it.
Luckily, I'm not the regret.
Right.
I got a DM saying, "Hey, do you play this game? Is this you?"
Yeah.
Yep.
And I went, "Yes. Why?"
Gotta keep that guard up, Just like with your cats, I'm sure, when they get their back fur all,
Yeah, she was very much in self-defense mode, and I just went, you know what? No, I just ran into you. I just wanted to say I love the interaction. Thumbs up. And that's where I left it.
You're a fan.
Yeah,
It was
we,
sincere.
and we didn't have a conversation, I would say, for many months after that, but
Uh-huh.
somebody started showing up in my streams.
Oh.
I got.
Which could be a good thing or a bad thing. In this case, it was a good thing.
In this case, it was a good thing. I got the invite to the Discord and to the stream from her ex at the time. Now.
Okay.
X now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her
ex
ex
now.
now, and who he
You took care of him.
No, actually,
No,
was
he
out
took
of-
care of himself.
He was out of the
Okay.
picture before we even fell in love.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
that's
were just
okay.
friends for a very long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. That's so nice. So tell me how you you sent her these private messages, and instead of blocking you, she answered, and little by little, she gave you a shot.
Little by little, it was at first she reached out just saying, "Hey, I've been worried about him. He's doing all these things," and I went, "It is something to be alert of, but to me, he didn't strike me as that kind of guy."
Yeah, like someone who would harm himself or something.
Well,
or be
more
trouble.
Yeah.
more
After-
play around extra.
Yeah,
And
okay,
he didn't
Yeah.
seem like that kind of guy to me. So I always said, no, he's gonna be fine. He's fine.
But yeah.
And then she got
things
confirmation, and all of a sudden everything.
Confirmation that he was fine, or that you were fine.
He was.
That he was doing things
doing
that-
it.
Oh, that he was
outside
doing
of
what you were concerned
relationship.
about.
Which
yeah.
was why we split up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I swore off men. I said I was going to become a nun, but first I had to, but that might be boring because I don't do nuns.
Do nuns use Twitch?
I don't
I'm not
think
sure.
they
You know?
do.
I don't know.
I
Some
think
nuns
so.
are
I
pretty
think they're
moderate,
right.
so they
I swore,
might.
I swore off all outside,
Yeah.
no men, no nothing, and then this
And this
guy.
was during COVID time too,
This
right?
is definitely during COVID.
So it's kind of easy to swear off things because
Yeah, 'cause you're not outside.
We swore off everything,
But-
pretty much except watching TV. For
But
a
then
while.
this funny guy kept coming to every stream, every community night, and then I found out he's a night worker, night shift,
Yeah.
and he's showing up to my streams that would be when he's supposed to be asleep, and it started getting suspicious.
Well, started watching her and seeing the numbers, seeing her attempts at growing. I went, you know what? No, I don't.
Your audience, your
I'm-
followers.
Yeah, I'm angled a supporter.
Yeah.
One of the first streams I ever caught of her was her 50th follower.
Really.
I was her 50th
That's a
follower,
milestone.
and
It
her
really
first,
is.
and that was when she got affiliate on Twitch,
Yeah,
which is a
that's
requirement
what's the
for.
big. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a requirement to be able to get subscriptions. It's a requirement to their monetization.
Oh, so once you get to 50, you can start to monetize
and some
your
viewer
account.
hours and stuff. There's some,
You-
but
so
50
I-
is the big hard thing for people.
I was
So
that
what's a big deal
final.
then to
Yeah,
be
I
able
was
to
that
do that?
final
Yeah.
hump for her, and I was her first
Hey,
subscription.
that's great. Wow, congratulations.
And she didn't realize it at first.
Oh.
Because at that time, a ton of other people were also, just joining in, starting to follow her,
Yeah.
and all of this huge wave. But then when everything fell out with her ex, I sent her another DM, and this is when we actually first started talking, and I just reached out and went, "How are you feeling?"
Yeah.
And she went, "Well,
like crap.
like crap."
Yeah.
She did not feel good.
Honest. Yeah.
And I straight up,
Yeah.
what is, I'm gonna say something. If you don't want me to ever say anything like this, let me know. You can block me at any time. I will not take offense. But I can't believe he did that to you because I find it very beautiful.
Good for you. Wow, you were bold. Good for you.
And
Like that.
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I know.
gotta shoot the shot. And she.
To which I replied, "I'm probably gonna block you now.
Oh no! Oh no!
And
Don't
then
be
she-
upset in the morning."
That's worse than friend zoning. To
Oh,
be
yeah, that's-
blocked.
well,
Oh my gosh.
Well, I just went, you know what? That's fine. I went to work.
But you were probably you probably went to work kind of sad. I went
Well,
to work.
it was more of a. I needed to say that. I
Yeah.
know she needed to hear it because when you are just cheated on, it feels
Oh, it
like
feels
crap.
like right. Yeah.
So you feel worthless. You feel
Yeah.
unattractive. You feel unappreciated. I needed to get that across to her.
Yeah.
And
So you were being really a friend as much as you were trying to strike something up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to be there to support her.
Right.
And then I worked 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. 5 a.m., which for Pacific Standard Time, which would be roughly around 8 o'clock here, which is around the time she
8 a.m.
wakes up,
Yeah.
at 8 a.m., I get a message saying, "Good morning. I didn't block you."
And that's, I want to clarify
I hope
something.
you save some of these messages.
They're all-
Discord, it never goes away unless you delete it. We have all of it.
Someday you put these in like your album.
Well, we actually use them as evidence,
Back in the-
but that's we'll get.
We'll talk about that
get
later,
To that.
yeah, right.
But I want to clarify something for people listening.
Yeah.
I am East Coast USA.
Okay.
He is Canadian,
West
West
Coast.
Coast.
Oh, you were West Coast. For some reason I thought you were like Montreal, or you were like
No.
an
I was just. Nope.
So it's a big difference then.
So
yeah.
not
British
as a
Columbia.
night shift, he is
Yeah.
time zone difference.
And country difference
And
too.
country
but, that doesn't
difference.
matter as much with this story.
It does.
But
for,
it will.
It does for this.
As the
It
story
will come
develops, we're
into
going to find
effect.
out it matters a lot. You know?
Especially when you're trying to figure out if you like someone and realize I can't afford to travel across a continent.
Yeah, right.
So-
And actually, at this time, you couldn't travel, because
Not-
it was COVID time. So.
Yes and no. We'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
That brings us back to
Because
Discord.
I got married during COVID. I got married during that. And my husband and I, we went to Niagara Falls for our honeymoon.
That's where we got married.
That's
we'll
where
get
we
into
got-
that too.
Well, we couldn't cross over to go to the Canadian side because it was COVID time. So. Yeah.
Driving you couldn't. Flying you
Oh, I
can.
didn't realize that. Well, you're going to have to tell us more about how this love story developed and happy endings and all that kind of stuff. You're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. We'll be right back with Robert and Dusty Beaudry. Have the perfect COVID. Oh, did I say that right? Beaudry, who have this COVID romance. They met on Twitch, fell in love on Discord. Here they are together, married in the studio here. We'll hear more from them after these commercials. Hi everyone, this is Ron Klopfanstein, and this is the Hot Seat on a Media Monday. So I am here today with Robert and Dusty Beaudry, and I pronounced their name wrong, but I wrote down in big letters, Beaudry. Robert and Dustrina Beaudry. Did I say that right?
It's Dustiria.
Dustiria.
As I said, call me
That's
Dusty.
okay.
Dusty works.
I was going to say, Dusty's what I was calling you before.
Just call me Dusty.
Dustiria, like cafeteria.
Yeah.
Dustiria Beaudry. So
Like
they...
Mysterio.
like mysterious. I love that. So they met on Twitch and they fell in love on Discord and now they're married. And let's pick up where this story. Where did we leave off? So you're talking
we
about.
left off where I told him I was going to block him, but then I didn't.
And you told him that you did not, and so that was that must have been a great moment for you to see that, see the message when he woke up and grabbed your phone.
Well, I wasn't waking up. I was just coming off of work. She was the one waking up, grabbing the phone, and going immediately. And it went on about like that for about a month or two.
Where it's like,
Every night I would say, I'm probably going to block you. This is getting too close. I don't want a guy in my life.
This must have been excruciating for you.
And then
Oh
the
my
next,
gosh.
And then the next morning I'd say, hi.
And then you did it.
After about the first 2 weeks, I just started going, yeah, and she's gonna say she's gonna block me, and I'm just,
You had to have faith.
It was the status quo at the time, so I just went, you know what, that's how it is, that's how she
Hindsight,
is.
I was very mean.
Well, you were protecting yourself,
Yeah.
but it could have been easy to be like you have that sword above your head every
But-
day. This might be the day she blocks me.
And at this point, he's hanging out in the Discord talking, he's coming to the community nights, the community's getting to know him, and I'd be going, I can't like him, but some of the community would be going, but we like him. and they
Nope.
kept throwing us together, going, she's doing this, shouldn't you be there? Or,
I
he
love this. So
likes
these
this.
are your followers on Discord who like
Yep.
would
I
meet
call
to
them
communicate.
found family.
Yeah, they're your community. They
Yes.
become your
I also
community.
call them rodents because they do things they shouldn't.
Like what? Like what?
Hook you up with people.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Say, yeah,
because
you
we
should
want
talk
to
to
do
this
that,
guy.
we go straight into the
Talk to
straight
that
into the-
Canadian guy, you know?
Because the first time I said I love him, I was streaming in the Discord.
Oh my gosh, you gotta tell me about this.
Phasmophobia.
No, was this planned?
No.
So what happened?
I plan on never telling him I have fallen for him.
She asked me a
Oh.
question.
I asked him a question, and I can't even tell you what it was, but
Yeah, I
it was
don't remember what the
something-
question was
So
either.
you
It
asked. So does
I asked
Stria,
him-
you
I
asked
asked a
Robert
question
a
to
question,
him,
yeah.
And
About the game or just about
No,
stuff?
about
just
personal
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Just something personal.
Like,
and
how's the
I
weather
answered,
up there
and
in
she-
Western Canada or
and
something
his
like that?
answer just hit me in the right way, and I went, "Oh, I love you." And then
And you
I
said
went,
it out loud?
Everyone
Oh
in
my
the
gosh,
call
you said
went
it out
silent.
loud too?
I said it
Wow.
out loud, and everyone in the call went, "We gotta go.
We're
we got
leaving
something
now,"
else to do."
and
I'm like,
everyone
I'm like, "No, don't
disconnected.
leave me. Don't leave me." And literally, literally saying, "Don't leave me," and he's going, "So that happened."
There-
And I'm like,
so your Discord community is all like, we're gonna give you guys some time alone.
Yep.
We think, yeah, we'll catch you later.
Yeah, this was now they need to unpack this.
so the next thing I'm saying is I cannot have a relationship. This is long distance. I mean, cross
It's not
continent's
going
long
to work.
distance.
Yeah,
I
cross
can't do
continent
this.
too.
I can't do this. It's too far. I'm a disabled streamer. I don't have a
Yeah.
lot of income. I can't do this. And my
Oh, to like fly out there back.
fly
and
out
forth
there
would be-
because
yeah,
and if I
right.
can't meet him, how do I
Yeah.
know this is real? And
Right.
Cue the
COVID is
Discord.
going on.
True.
Cue the Discord and the rodents. Turns out they make their own server.
Ooh.
I don't know they make their own server.
Yeah.
They just go, the rodents have something for you, and I'm like, what is it for me? And they're like, well, you're
And it
going
was a
to,
plane ticket.
you're.
Oh my gosh! So your Discord community.
Not only that, it's this person is picking you up. This person's driving you to the airport. Here's a box coming with your toiletries. Here's another one from KM95. And what's a KM95?
What is a KM95?
It's a
Face mask.
It's a
Yep.
face
Oh,
mask.
one of those masks. Oh, I remember
It's
those.
a face
Yeah.
mask.
It's
yeah.
a face mask that's beyond.
Those are the good ones too.
The
yeah.
really good
yeah.
ones, because it turns out international flights required them. In order to get into Canada,
Oh,
not only did you
okay.
have to do your blood work right up into the day before you left.
To prove you didn't have
didn't
it.
have
yeah.
it. You have to have these fancy masks, and you have to be tested on when you get off the plane as well.
Okay.
So,
What year is this? Like, what time period was this? Was this
2021.
Okay, so this was
2022.
like at the
Yeah,
thick of it.
this was
It was in the
this
thick
was
of it.
right in the thick of it.
and I'm terrified because I mean we compromise. I'm a cancer survivor.
Oh, you are.
That's why I have disabled. I have a disabled hand. I have cancer in my hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. And you're okay now. Though?
Yes,
Yeah. But
other
you
than the
left with
disability
cancer.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So here I'm going. I've never traveled alone,
Yeah.
and you want me to travel in COVID across the world, so to speak. In my,
Yeah.
I know it's not the world really, but to
All the
me
way
it's.
to the
To someone who
sea-
has never left
see
New
this
York
shining
State.
sea there. Yeah.
I've
Oh,
left a
that-
couple times, but nothing like this.
Like that. Yeah.
So, so here I am. Next thing you know, I'm getting put on a plane, and then that plane connects in New York City, and it's delayed. And then the next plane goes to I forget.
Goes to Toronto.
No, yeah, to Toronto, but I'm already delayed. And as soon as I get down to Toronto, they have a thing where if you get a pink sticker on your passport, you're detained.
Oh.
And special COVID testing.
Okay, that's not going on now. That must be a COVID thing.
No, this was
Yeah,
only
yeah,
during
it was a
COVID because the
COVID,
next
yeah.
time I went, it didn't.
So what did
happen.
the pink sticker mean? That
It
you
meant
had
that
it?
it meant you get pulled aside for a special, more invasive
Oh,
testing.
yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So I get pulled aside, and I'm like, I don't have time to the security guard.
Oh yeah.
I'm
right.
already was
Oh, because
delayed.
the
I was
connection.
already, I was
yeah.
already
She's already
delayed.
delayed.
I only have 10 minutes to make my connection as it is. And he
Right.
goes, I'm sorry, there's no way you're going to make it. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm trying to call
Yeah.
trying to call him and tell him I don't know what to do. I'm already in another country. And he
Right.
takes my phone from me and goes, oh, this won't work. You need to do this, this, and this. There. Now you can make international calls. And
Oh, that was nice. So this was like a TSA guy?
This was the Canadian,
Oh, the Canadian,
security
like,
guard
yeah,
that's
yeah.
there, making sure nothing goes wrong. He's like, and now you're going to skip the line with me. I'm like, I'm what?
Wow,
I'm
those
not
Canadians
that-
are so polite, you know. Oh my
He-
gosh, yeah,
he
that's
skips the line
that's
with
like a
me.
tribute to your homeland there. You
Yeah,
know,
he-
those people,
he skips the
and they're
line with
also
me.
up in Canada. They're also very clean. You don't see the
Oh my God,
weird
it's so
stuff,
clean
you
up
know?
there.
Yeah.
He skips the line. He takes me. The guy goes to do my blood work. I get done with that, and the security guard's waiting for me. He goes, I have good news and bad news. And I'm like, I missed my flight. He goes, no, actually, the flight's delayed. Oh, thank goodness. He goes, but you're not going to make it unless you run with me now. And another security guard comes up. I'm like, am I in trouble? He's like, no, this guy's carrying your bag, and you're just running. You're holding my hand in case you fall, and we are booking.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, that
She
is
got-
like full
she got
service up there in
escort.
Canada.
So I
oh
got,
my gosh.
they got me on the plane.
Good for them.
And I got to get more and more nervous, more and more I'm going to throw up, because before I left, my parents
Just
told
because of like the timing. The,
No,
they
my
get there.
parents before I left, I love them dearly, but this is what they told me. You're going to meet an axe murderer. You're going to get murdered over there, and we're never going to see you again.
Canadians aren't like that.
And me,
Should've
No.
known.
so my
Canadians
family,
don't do
my
stuff
family
like
is
that.
telling me, do not do this. My Discord is paid for it and says
I
you're
know.
doing this. So by the time I get to the airport, I'm like, I'm just going to throw up at his feet. It's going to be embarrassing. But I was okay, because on the flight itself, I met two other people meeting their Canadians for the first time. It was really
Oh,
weird.
nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
apparently
what a
there's just
good
a-
coincidence.
So we
Yeah.
made a
It
deal
happens
that
a lot, I guess.
I don't know. So,
Apparently.
so the three of us made a deal.
I guess they heard how
That we would
nice
stay-
you guys are up
We,
there. So.
the three of us made a deal that when their guys showed up, whoever's guys showed up, we would meet them with them so they weren't alone.
That's a good idea.
So we did that.
So you
to-
build a community right there on the plane too.
She did.
You are very good at that.
I
She
guess.
was very good at
So-
it.
I mean, gosh, I wish my online followers would buy me a plane to
It gets
to
better.
go somewhere.
So basically, long story short, we get there, their guys show up, mine doesn't.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I
Robert,
message,
what?
I'm in the airport. He messages, I'm in the airport.
Oh,
Where are
okay.
you? I'm at the baggage. I'm at the baggage.
Well, there's more than one baggage.
That's what it
So there's
turns out.
different
There's
airlines.
international,
Oh,
and then
right,
there's
right.
domestic. But because
Oh,
I,
yeah,
He-
yeah,
he-
right.
you explain
So-
your line of thought.
Plus, there's like U.S. Air and American.
Yeah,
Delta,
and
LA.
my train of thought is she came from she came from Toronto from New York, so she's gonna be in the international airport.
Oh, I see.
Turns out even if they
Yeah.
go from Toronto to Vancouver,
It's
they're
domestic.
still domestic.
Because you
So I was
And this-
in the
I don't know if
other
you ever
side
been
of
to
the
the-
airport.
And I don't know
Oh,
if you've ever been
well,
in
at
the
least that's the
Toronto
other side of
airport.
the continent. So
And
I
they're
mean,
different.
yeah.
They're different heights and everything. So
Vancouver Airport is very big.
Oh, it's, I've never
Yeah.
been there. Like
The-
like
the-
Atlanta size, Chicago-ish. Yeah.
and his baggage claim was a different floor completely and everything.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
up 3 floors and
Oh,
about
3 floors. Wow.
and about a 15-minute bus
And
ride.
I went to the security guard. I'm like, "This is what's
Oh.
going on. What do I do?" She goes, "Oh, honey, you just stand here with me, and he'll have to find you because you can't get up there if you're past security." now."
It's very sensible.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And besides, it's his home turf. You know. It's like I think you went far enough. It's like his turn to come to you.
I'm booking it through every section I can get to, and then I just eventually
guy.
run into one person who's gratefully a janitor, and I go, domestic baggage claim, where? And he went, down here, get on this bus, get to this terminal, you're there. And I went, thank you.
That did
Mind
it.
you, by now it's been an hour.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
An hour
yeah.
of me running through,
So
trying to find my way
You probably
there.
thought, oh my
I'm
gosh,
just
she's so
standing there-
close,
I'm
but so
just-
far.
Yep.
I'm just standing there telling my Discord, he's never coming. I've been stood up.
Oh, no,
This is
no.
bad.
And
What's
I
your Discord
messaged-
saying? I
Not-
bet they were saying,
not-
calm down.
they are.
Just wait.
I'm
they'll
messaging
show up,
her,
you know.
calling her, trying to I'm
And I'm not paying attention, and he finds me. This is bad though.
No, did you guys know what each other looked like at least? Because of online.
Masks.
So, yeah. Oh, the mask. That's right. Because you wouldn't wear a mask on Twitch because you're at home. You know?
yeah. So
True. That does
both
change
of us
this.
wearing masks.
I'm gonna start this out with I'm self-defense trained.
Well, that's good.
He finds me. Go ahead, hon.
And I hug her.
Oh, so I bet that was kind of a surprise. to
And
you, huh?
She broke.
For someone who's
I-
nervous.
Well, no.
already.
At first, I stomped his foot.
Oh no, you did?
Because
Oh, because you thought he was attacking you? Like
Yep.
you went into your self-defense kind of mode there.
And then
You stomped his foot? Oh no.
And then I realized I stopped. Then he said, "It's me," and I stopped and went, "It's me."
And she just
Oh.
melted down into my
And I
arms.
just, and it felt like home.
Oh my gosh, like a movie.
It
And I
I
will
always
never-
thought that was homework. It's not. If you're with the right person, it is home.
Wow, it's like a rom-com. Even like with the stamping on your foot too, like that
So-
too. I can see that would be something that Sandra Bullock would do.
We'll have to
And-
hire her to play me.
And I'm
You
just
gotta
gonna
sell
say,
you gotta write your
I
screenplay there.
have to give kudos. Steel-toe boots are a wonderful invention.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good.
So
yeah,
she
I would
stamped
say.
on my foot. I didn't feel a thing.
Oh my gosh. I love that like your Discord people, like they actually came to pick you up, right? And
Yeah.
you know, and to take you to the
Because I
airport.
can't drive that far, and the cheapest
Well,
flight
how
was
wonderful
out of
that
Rochester,
like these people
so
would
they
do
took
this.
me up there.
So like the person who came to get you, where were they coming from?
Rochester,
They drove all that way to get you to take you to the airport.
and then left me there.
Oh my gosh.
And then the
That's
next-
amazing.
and then when-
well, also
when-
like the ticket, like all the people that chipped in for that because
yeah.
a ticket internationally that's expensive.
It's
We
not
found
as
out
bad.
it's-
It's cheaper if you go through Toronto. Drive across the border. Because
Yeah.
in the country, it costs them over $1,000 some. If you drive
Oh,
across
really?
the border and get your ticket in Toronto and fly across to him, it's only $650.
Oh, but like you flew from Syracuse, right?
I
yeah,
flew from
but-
Rochester.
From Rochester.
Flying from Rochester
It doesn't
to
matter
Toronto.
what way you try. It's
The moment
thousands.
you're going- yeah, the
Just
moment
because you
you're going-
crossed the border like
The
that.
moment you're
Yeah.
going across
So
the border.
you're like your rodents, your community there, they raise like over $1,000. I'm sure.
And it gets better.
Well,
And,
tell-
and
you
then
gotta
it
tell
comes
us.
time for him to have to come see me because I told him if you're
Well,
gonna.
what was that first trip like when you were there?
Oh, it was
Tell
magical.
us, you got 2 minutes before the break, so tell us what that first trip was like. You're
It
out
was
there,
magical. Actually,
after you stamped his foot, you know. Like,
It was
you know,
magical.
you sorted
I
that
never
out.
wanted to leave, but I have 2 children at home, so that's not an
Yeah,
option.
right.
But it felt like the place where I wanted to be. I did a whole slideshow. We did a whole thing on Twitch about it. There's a
Oh,
YouTube
nice.
video. People want to see it.
Oh, I
on
bet that your
Dustiria.
your Twitch people were so glad to see the pictures and all.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure the Discord, which are my Twitch people, they could see
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, that's right, your Discord.
Everything
people, yeah,
that I do is documented, and I show it to them later. Every time
Oh,
he
that's
came
really
out, every
nice.
time we give it
Yeah.
to him. So.
Well, they must have thought so much of you to like raise the money to have you to
They
help
did.
you
They
with
did
this.
more
I
than
mean,
that.
That is
Yep.
incredible that they
But you said
did
it's
this.
break time.
Yeah, well, we have 2 minutes before we go to break, so I'd like to hear a little bit before we go to break here. What is one of the games that like you played on Twitch that he watched or that he like did Robert? Did you ever like join a game and play too,
Yeah.
like a multiplayer?
Back
I
then,
first-
when I was doing Twitch, I didn't have a stream team.
Yeah, and it was just.
So-
So they would just
occasionally-
watch you.
They
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would just watch, and occasionally it would be Phasmophobia, Minecraft.
Well, we know what Minecraft. I think most people know what Minecraft is. But
Yeah.
what's Phasmophobia?
Ghost hunting.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds cool. So like, see, it has to be
Spooky.
something to like people to watch, like see
Yeah.
something happening and stuff.
It's definitely for over 18 because they kill you.
The
ghost
ghost?
can kill
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, well, a lot of video games you get,
Yeah.
most video games I think are in a way over 18. There's always some kind of bloodshed, that's kind of the point there. So what happens in Phasmophobia?
Phasmophobia. You literally
Phasmophobia,
go
yeah.
into a house. You try to figure out where the ghost is. You try to figure out what the ghost is before the ghost kills you, and it will kill you.
So now when you choose a game, do you, like when you're going to play a new game or learn a new game, do you think about like not just how will you enjoy this game, or does this game like appeal to will this game like use the skills that you like to use, or do you think like what'll be a good show for my people on Twitch
Actually,
and Discord?
My games are all recommended by the Discord.
And
Oh, I
we
like
have
that.
we have a rather vigorous vetting process of how much mouse usage is this.
Oh, 'cause of
I
your
can't
hand,
click.
right?
Because of her
So
hand,
the
she
term
can't.
"is it dusty friendly" is what they use, and
Yeah.
there are different members of the Discord that when it's recommended will go and buy the game, play it. If it's not playable for me or it'll hurt me, they
Oh
say
my
don't do
gosh.
it.
Wow.
So all the games I play are ones that they look for that they know I'll have fun and I won't hurt playing. That's the
Good
key
for
thing.
you. I love the story that that you have this following of people who have become your second family online,
The found
and
family.
that they do so much for you, like that they
And
care
I
about
don't
you.
give enough back, and I wish I could.
I'm sure that you do, or else you wouldn't have this loyalty. So in
That's
the
what I
next
keep saying.
segment, what I want to talk about is we're going to hear the rest of the story, and also talk about like how it is that you build a following like this. Because we're both in some ways like in the same boat here. I build my following with the show, and you have yours, and we'll talk more about that after the break. You're on the hot seat on a Media Monday.
Can I focus?
Hi everybody, this is Ron Klopfanstein. I'm in the hot seat on the Media Monday, and I'm here with Robert and Dusty Beaudry, and they met on Twitch. They fell in love on Discord, and when we last left off before the break, we heard about how her Discord group, how her community, they came together, they bought her the ticket, they picked her up, drove her to the airport, got her over to meet him in person, and when she did, he came up behind her and she stamped down his foot, but he was wearing a steel-toed boot, so he's okay, and they're here today, they're happy. Tell us, how did all this turn into a wedding?
Well, we figured it out that we could maybe afford to see each other 3 times a year.
Okay, which would be a lot of money in itself. so,
But
yeah.
after we met in person for the first time, it actually physically hurt to be separated. We felt like it was that
Wow.
quick, solid a connection.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. He's like, well, the next time I'm going to be out to see you is going to be June. We'll have
And
to talk-
when was that? Like, how long was it going to be until June?
That was about what?
That was going to be about
'Cause
5
I
months
met him
or
in
so.
January.
That's a
so-
long time, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, June, it has to be June. He's like, yep, it's gonna be June. I'm like, okay, next time I see you is June. We'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
Fast forward to April when I'm turning 50 years old. I'm having a
That's
big,
a big one.
yeah, I'm having a big 50th birthday stream.
Nice.
I have presents that have showed up for I don't know who, up taller than me, that just open on the stream.
So
and
people in your from Discord
All
sent
over
you
the
gifts.
world, yes.
And I thought, that's
Wow.
it. That's all it's gonna be. I'm just gonna unwrap these presents. And then I get a last minute phone call from my friend, who also was a rodent, saying, I'm gonna come visit. I'm like,
Oh.
cool.
Come in real
In real life,
yeah.
he lives in Buffalo. That means
Yeah.
he's gonna come. He visits all the time.
Nice.
I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And then I get a call from him going, it was supposed to be a surprise, but I don't know if it's going to happen now, but my passport has a snafu, but I think I'm going to be able to get on the plane. I'm like, excuse me, but what?
And that's all. That's where I left that.
So like you didn't even know he was coming now, so he said on his passport.
But he
and
said
you
my
know, like,
passport's not coming through, so I'm like,
Oh.
so here I'm like, okay, okay.
So
And then,
close but so far.
Yeah. So I am setting up the stream. I'm starting to stream, and I get a knock on the door because my stream's in element, and I'm starting to stream. So
Yeah.
and I'm
So
like,
you're in Rome.
I'm
You're
like-
streaming. You think
I
you
have
know,
to step
he's not
up-
going to be able to come for you, or you know.
So I have to step away from my stream. I'm like, sorry guys, I never do this, but there's a knock at my door.
Yeah.
And in comes my friend who I was expecting,
Yeah.
a giant box.
And
And-
who's carrying the giant box?
Oh my gosh, it was you? Wow, so you showed up at her house.
Yep.
That's so
This is
great.
the
How
first
did you
full-
stamp his foot? No, I
full-
hope that, you.
No.
I hope
She
you
tried
prepared
to
her a
hug
little
me.
bit so she didn't go into self-defense mode.
She tried to hug me past this giant box.
And I'm like, but I'm like, I have to stream, but you're
This
here,
is
but
so
I have to
movie.
stream.
This is so movie. Oh
So
my gosh.
I get back to streaming, I'm unwrapping presents, and they bring over the box, and it's got a giant card on top of it, and it has all the names of all the people that contributed to this box, which is pretty much everyone in the Discord.
Wow.
And I'm like, what on earth is this box? You guys sent me all this stuff. And they're like, and that's when Gothic said in chat, you remember how your PC is dying? It does the blue screen of death.
Yeah.
Open the box, and it's a brand new gaming PC.
Oh my gosh. They
Yep.
bought you a computer?
Because I was going to have to stop streaming.
You had the best Discord group.
So-
If any of you guys are listening right now on
It's my found
955theheat.com,
family.
welcome to the show, and you are more than welcome to follow me. I'm easy to find. Twitter, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and I like presents too. And
You're
a
trying
gaming
to poach
computer.
my
Oh
people.
my gosh, I could use a gaming computer too.
But anyway, I open up the box. I start to cry.
Oh,
I don't
so
cry
great.
easily. People who know
Yeah.
me know I don't cry easily.
I think people listening to Sorry, you're gonna cry. Whether you
And
this
I
is so
start to
great.
cry, and I'm like, oh my god, can't say
So like,
anything. I
not
don't
only
know
did you
what
get a
to-
computer, but you had him.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
know what
there.
to say.
She doesn't know what to
and
do.
I look over to him for help, and he's
Yeah.
on one knee, and I'm like,
Oh,
what?
it gets
I
better.
Oh, no,
oh my gosh, she's on one
I
knee.
literally
She's
go-
thinking I'm on
I'm like,
on one knee.
what did you drop? Are you okay?
Yeah, and
Oh
I
my gosh.
present the ring, and I ask her if she'll marry me.
And what did she say?
I can't.
I can't.
Oh no, you said no?
I didn't
Right
mean
on
to.
Twitch.
I was
Right
so
on Twitch, recorded.
On
is-
Twitch, this was like
Look-
live
is
too.
everyone's
People.
favorite
Look
clip.
at
All those people that paid money for him to get there.
Look
you
at
said
it
no.
from my point of view. I just got all these presents. I got my streaming career restored, and he proposed. It's too much.
Yeah.
I
She
can't.
froze.
It's overwhelming.
This,
I said I
you could
can't.
smell the smoke.
Oh.
The pieces of Gondor were lit.
So he immediately starts to turn and goes, oh, okay then. So I grab him and go, oh, yes. So that's how we got proposed.
This would be the best
So, I can't
rom-com.
look-
Oh
I can't
my
right now.
god.
Yeah,
I can't.
It was just
Oh
too
yeah, I
much
can.
emotion.
Wow.
So by that point, and we hung out for the week, and then he had to leave, and it was too emotional, and we're like, we can't do this anymore. We need to do something.
Can't do what?
The
Even
the
after the week.
distance.
Oh, the distance.
Yeah, the
distance.
distance,
You weren't
the
gonna
long
cut it off
distance.
with him.
No, because
No.
it's like 6 months. I have to.
Oh yeah, that's hard. You know.
Because I
So-
told her last time,
we're
I
like, we
think
have
in June.
to. He flies
Yeah,
back,
okay.
and we talk as
Right.
much as we can. But the other thing we haven't mentioned, because he's night shift, I'm day shift.
Oh, there's
We,
that too.
we speak an hour in the morning, an hour at night.
Oh yeah, right.
That's all
right,
we get unless he
Yeah.
has a day off.
Right, right.
So it's like it's very hard.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm talking about. I don't know if I can handle this. I don't know if you can handle this.
So
How is
when
this
he
fair?
first proposed, like, what was the plan though? Like, if you lived in Canada, I mean, what was the plan that?
There was no
There
plan.
was no plan. It was propose, get married, we'll deal with immigration.
figure it out,
We'll
yeah.
figure it out. And that was
and I'm like,
the
what,
fight.
but we're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get married in a couple of years. What are you gonna do? And the months go by and it's just too much. So when he makes his pilgrimage,
Oh, because he went back. He had to go
Yeah.
back.
I had to go back.
So
Because
when
you really couldn't, like, you really can't just stay. It's
So,
not your
no.
country,
So
Exactly.
you know?
when he
Yeah.
makes-
on visitor.
so when he
Right.
makes the
Yeah.
pilgrimage back, he says, "That's it, we're moving." And I'm
okay.
like, "Can we?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're like."
And of course, this was during COVID still, so
Yeah.
it's more complicated than just like, let's go
Well,
home.
Well, this
was
is on the edge of-
2022, This
this
was
is-
near the end.
Oh,
of
so
it.
it's kind of
COVID's
Yeah.
relaxed some, so it's not
Yeah.
hard for him to get back. And I'm like, "But where can we elope?" And it turns out Niagara Falls
No, you're
has
right.
a wedding chapel inside a Days Inn.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
that's
So-
great. That's where I went for my honeymoon with Jen.
It's also where, that was the other
Not
part.
Days Inn,
When,
but-
when I got engaged, the other thing the Rodents did,
Yeah.
they put me in a car with him, and our friend drove us off. And I'm like, "Where are we going? Don't worry, your kids are taken care of. We're going." They took
Love
us out.
this.
They took us out to Buffalo, where there was people from the Discord in person for me to meet,
Oh my gosh.
and I got to meet them for real. We got
Yeah.
to do community night with people that couldn't be
in
there.
real life. Oh, yeah,
And,
like you
and
also
it was,
like
it turned
online
out
too.
it was my engagement party.
And you didn't know it.
I didn't know. It's just a
Surprise.
first plan.
Yep.
Then we went out to Niagara Falls that
Yeah.
night to see the falls.
Oh, it's beautiful at night. All the
So,
colors. and-
so it was
yeah.
fitting when we eloped. The only elopement chapel there is in Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
So we're like, I guess we're going back.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, I showed one some of the Discord. Here's my little cute little purple dress I've got, and they're like, "That's
No.
not a wedding dress." And I know it's not a wedding dress. And they're like, "What are your measurements?" I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, and they sent me a picture of a purple gorgeous wedding gown. I'm like,
Oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
afford that. They're like, "We didn't ask that. What's your measurements?"
They bought your wedding dress too. They
And-
like took you out there and oh my gosh, you have the best. You have
They
the best
bought-
group
And they
there.
got me my combat boots that have heels because when the dress arrived, I was too short for it. So they put me in because I won't wear heels, so they
Wow.
be combat boots that have heels. So I
Yeah.
can be tall enough.
Oh my gosh, that's the best. So what was the wedding like?
It was.
It was a rush.
I can't
It
remember
must have been. The whole thing must have been a huge rush. I mean,
Neither of us
We
can remember it.
have,
Yeah.
because what happens is you show up to elope. We brought our friend that drove him out for our engagement party.
Yeah.
We brought my best friend, who lives in Rochester.
Yeah.
So she showed up. My 2 kids,
Yeah.
and then his best friend, that's a United States best friend,
Oh, okay. Was able to come in.
who lives an hour and a half away from us.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
So
he
yeah.
was
I
down
grabbed
at
him
Catskills.
and said,
Oh,
"You're
nice.
coming with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No choice." And we went out.
So he was like the best man. Kind of.
Well, that wasn't the plan, but we
Yeah.
didn't know how the wedding chapel
Right,
works
right.
because we've
You
never
don't
done this
know,
before.
yeah.
And then her
So
trying to
I
get
go-
everything ready
I
in
go
the bathroom.
into a bathroom that's
Oh.
the size of I don't know, not even
Smaller than the studio.
Probably
smaller
pretty
than the
small, yeah.
studio, and I'm trying to get in a wedding gown. My best friend's trying
Get
to
those
help
combat
me.
boots on and stuff.
And she's can't. There's not enough room to maneuver. And this woman comes in, takes one look, and leaves. And we're like, "Are we in trouble?"
Yeah.
And then she comes back in. She goes, "I just told my boss what's going on." She said, "Take all the time. I'm helping you into this gown." The 2 of them got me into this gown.
Wow.
Yep.
And then we run because I'm worried I'm going to run late because the time is booked for a certain amount of time.
Oh, for the chapel. Yeah.
So we running down the hall and people are taking pictures, going, "Look!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, please no!" And I
You
get
got somebody you gotta send some pics so I can put it on the show notes page of this dress.
I thought I did, but I can give you.
You
one.
probably did, but I get so much stuff
But
that
yeah,
you know.
so
This time I'll pay I'll put it in the right folder and stuff. you
So
know.
my friend and I, we get to the front door of the chapel, and I hear the lady go, "Cue the music." Okay, start walking you, and you're the maid of honor, right? And throws my friend down there. I was just like, "I'm what?"
She was then.
And
yeah.
and meanwhile inside,
Was me standing by the altar, and then all of a sudden he grabs Eric, who is my friend, and goes, "You're his friend?
You're the best
Okay, you're
man."
the best man. Here's the ring." And he's standing there holding the ring,
so our 2
shaking
friends got.
visibly.
Wow.
Because our 2
What?
friends were not
Yeah.
prepared, and then I'm like, the music now. And they're like, "Oh, now you start walking." I'm like, "But what?
And-
Now?"
Yep, and it was just
Get up front, and
whoosh,
they
there you go.
boom, boom, boom. They say something really fast. You see something really fast, and so you know you're holding a sign that says "I got married in Niagara Falls," and it's like, what was that?
So you know what? You're
Yep.
married. Wow.
Less than 5 minutes.
What a beautiful story.
So, and then of course we walked over to the Niagara Falls and took pictures
Yeah.
in front of the falls because our friend was there to take pictures. Frank.
Yep.
Forgot about Frank.
So
Sorry, Frank.
we're almost out of time, but I know that your Discord your Discord group, and also the people at Keaton and Lloyd too. They kind of like vouch for you. To
Oh
get
my goodness.
Your husband and
Whenever I
Robert
was
to get
get-
into the country.
Yeah, whenever I was getting depressed or anything,
It's not
I would
automatic.
go to the lawyer and they would talk, or I would go to the bookstore and talk to people, and they're all like,
Yeah.
"You can do this, you can do this." And then
Yeah.
of course, when we got married, marriage, we turned out we didn't know marriage means nothing. It's all
I
money.
know. I'm surprised because you
So,
like you,
it
like you
took
think
a-
that once you get married that you
No,
automatically
it took
you know,
our
can come
life
with-
savings and 2
Wow.
years for him to be allowed to be legally here, even though he was here.
Oh my gosh.
And he's
Because once you start filing for it, you cannot
Yeah.
leave the state. You cannot
Oh.
leave. You have
cannot
to
work.
stay,
You
can't
cannot. You
work.
don't count
You
as
couldn't
anything.
work and you
No,
were stuck.
it took
Wow.
2 years to get that right, and we had to have American sponsor because I didn't make enough to keep him.
Wow.
Yep.
Luckily, Frank was willing to do so.
Who's Frank?
It's just a
Just a
lifelong
yours.
friend
yeah,
of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well before I started streaming.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, if it wasn't for him, he would have been deported.
Jeez.
So yeah, the immigration reform needs to happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's gotten means, you know, since Trump. So
Yeah,
like-
it's all money,
yeah.
it's all
It's all
finances, and it doesn't matter if you love each other or anything.
Yeah. Right.
So we're lucky that he got to stay, but it took 2 years.
So was it an adjustment for you, Robert, to like, what's the difference between living in Canada and living here?
There's a
Other
bit of,
than the, you know, the trash, like, you know, the people throw the trash out the
Well,
windows of
the-
cars.
the-
Up
the-
there, they don't seem to do
The
that.
one thing that made me laugh is when he went lack of freedom.
yeah.
Like in what way?
Oh, that
Don't
is.
get him started, but
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to, you guys back on the show. It's like, it's going by so fast. You know?
Well, the first thing I'm gonna mention, everyone knows the healthcare system is terrible here. Everyone knows the infrastructure here is
Because
terrible.
you guys have socialized medicine up there, so
Yeah.
you're taking care of. You don't have to like
I can
let
go
yourself
into,
die or go
I can
broke.
go into I can go into a hospital, put down my healthcare card, and everything except for like the big coverage.
Yeah.
Like
right.
it's already docked out of my paycheck.
Yeah.
But if it's an actual big surgery, then I have to pay a little bit extra for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the most part, what
Right.
most Americans don't get for healthcare
Yeah.
is already granted up there.
Right.
We
right.
have a healthcare card that covers that.
Can you hold on to your healthcare card and like use it still? Like if you had something
If I was
to
up
go
in
back
Canada,
across
yeah.
the border, yeah. Because I know people do that with
Yeah.
like with the UK and stuff.
Provided that it is not expired. That is the whole.
Oh, will it expire?
Yes.
No. Are you a dual citizen or are you a Canadian citizen?
I am a
it-
Canadian citizen with an American green card.
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
to get a
It's good you
citizenship
hold on to
takes
that.
a lot more
Yeah.
years and a lot more difficulty.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
7 years.
So
Do you need to, or
No.
now that you're here?
he has to re-up his
I just have to make
green
sure.
card
Yeah,
every so
every so
3
often I
years,
just
I
have to
think
go
it
out
is.
into Syracuse
Yeah.
and say, I'm still living here.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is my
still working.
address.
He has
I'm
to
still
have a job.
working.
He has
Okay.
to be working.
Yeah.
And like you have like your Discord, all this like paper trail. Discord stuff proved it. Like it was a real
Yeah.
thing. It was like a green card.
When the
card.
lawyer said we needed to see your relationship,
You had years documented.
Yes, we
Well,
had
we sent
everything
them- we sent
documented.
them
We
all
just
the
sent
conversation
films.
Even the
Discord
proposal
and
was
all the
online
pictures.
in the wedding.
Yeah, I sent him YouTube videos because
Yeah.
I put when I'm done streaming on Twitch, I'll put it on YouTube.
Yep.
So I said, here's the link to the proposal. Here's the link to this.
So
Here's
you
the
guys
Here's
had an
all the links
airtight
for
case.
everything. Here's the
thing
evidence
that held
saying
us
we're
back
together.
was I don't make
Yeah.
enough, but thankfully a friend stepped up.
Good.
We had a
good.
couple friends step up.
Yeah, we actually
Same.
had 3, but which the lawyer's like, we only need 1. They're like, but we all love Rob. I'm like, I think they like him more than me.
But we want him.
That should say a lot, you know, that like you have those people.
Yes,
that
we are
so-
grateful for my community, my found family,
Yeah.
because my found family did stuff that I didn't think anyone ever would dream of. I don't deserve it, and I hope that I can give back in some way. I know a lot of them are listening
Well, I
right
think
now.
seeing
Love
you so happy,
Yep.
you know, it's like the
So-
giving back because it's like, you know, and it's so nice because you think of online stuff so often with social media, with online, whenever people can communicate like that, it becomes trolling and hostile. And you were afraid of that yourself at 1st, so
Mhm.
it's like, what a nice story about how this can be a way to bring people together across
It
country,
can be.
across
I know
continents.
so many people that met their significant others in Discord specifically.
Right.
Discord
And not
has
even
gotten
that you met
huge.
him, but just like that you're the friends who like care enough about you to like give money to drive you to the airport. You know,
And,
it's
well,
like,
most of the people in Discord actually vetted him before we even got serious because
that's incredible.
they had meetings with him on the Discord going, what are you?
They
what
did
are
their
you-"
interviews.
I had one person reach out to me through Facebook. He does not use social media.
Uh-huh.
She refers to him affectionately as the Viking.
Yes.
This is a man who, for a living, studies Viking culture.
And,
Wow.
and he's a live steel sword
And
fighter.
he
cool.
is
He
a
can break-
burly man
Wow.
who fights in plate armor at rapid
So he was like the older brother. He like had your
Yeah.
back.
He
And
made
make
it-
sure that
he
you were
reached out to me
a
and
good
said,
guy.
I need your resume.
And then he's like, work. He's like, no, boyfriend. I want to know why you feel you deserve her. And he made him do an interview.
Wow.
Because
Full
everyone
interview call
everyone
and
wanted to make
everything.
sure that I wasn't going to get hurt
This
again.
is
They
an
were
amazing
tired
story.
of
I
it.
can totally see it's become like a.
Well, I'm open to
You gotta rate your screen.
People can
version
reach
of this.
out and they can write it. Look and tell.
I think
as
this
long as I
is
get
great.
because I
So-
could use a sponsor.
Before we go, tell us some of the ways people can follow you or see your work. I will put all this stuff on the show notes too. So
The eas-
newconvenience.net, I'll have this up, probably the middle of the week and the week. I'll have links to all this stuff too.
The
But before we go,
easiest
just
thing
tell-
you
tell
can do is type in Dustiria, Dustiria in Google.
Dustiria, yes.
In Google, I'm the only Dustiria.
Okay, so things will
Dustiria.com.
pop up.
That'll be her.
So it's like when you type in share, type
Yeah.
in Dustiria.
Oh, I like this. So you picked a good name then. Yeah.
I actually made
Yeah.
it. So when I was dusting, go
Good.
figure.
Oh, what did you? I
Yeah,
love that.
she made
So-
the name
And I've been in since
since
1994, so everything I've ever done is on Google. We all know how that works. So
Yep.
if you want to see me on Twitch, YouTube,
There
TikTok,
really is the best
Facebook,
way. Yeah.
just put
And,
Dustiria and you'll find me.
I will definitely involve this stuff in our show notes too. Thank you, Robert and Dustiria Beaudry. Let me say this one more time so I get it right. Robert and Dustiria Beaudry.
You got it.
Met on Twitch, fell in love on Discord, became IRL. I just love this story. That this is a perfect story for a hot seat meeting one day. I'm Ron Klopfanstein. Now I'm going to keep it over to Jay Easy for the easy ride home. Jay Easy.